Welcome to HD Rare Coins111, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1979 is one of those fascinating coins that captures the imagination of collectors and coin lovers across the world. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary penny that you could find in your pocket change, but for those who know what to look for, this coin can hold a secret that makes it worth an incredible amount of money. The 1979 Lincoln penny belongs to a generation of coins that continued the proud legacy started in 1909, when the very first Lincoln cent was introduced to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. This marked a turning point in American coinage, the first time a real person appeared on a U.S. coin. The design by Victor David Brenner remains iconic to this day. On the obverse side or the front, you can see a right-facing portrait of President Lincoln, detailed and full of character, with the words, "In God We Trust." Above his head, Liberty, to his left, and the year 1979 stamped to his right. On the reverse side, you'll find the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a structure that has come to represent freedom and leadership. The words, "United States of America," curve across the top with "E pluribus unum" right below and 1 cent at the bottom, a simple yet powerful design that millions of people have held in their hands. The 1979 Lincoln penny was struck in 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced millions of coins, but some special variations and rare conditions have made certain 1979 pennies extremely valuable to collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 6 billion pennies that year, while the Denver Mint added more than 4 billion. The San Francisco Mint, however, made far fewer, and these coins, especially proof versions, are some of the most beautiful examples of the 1979 cent proof coins were made specifically for collectors, featuring sharp details and mirror-like surfaces. They were never intended for circulation, which means that finding one in pristine condition today can be a true treasure point. One of the reasons the 1979 penny is so interesting is the variety of minting errors that occurred that year. From double dies to off-center strikes and even missing mint marks, these mistakes can transform a simple 1-cent coin into a valuable collectible worth thousands of dollars. The most famous error for this year is the double die penny, a coin where certain details, like Lincoln's date or lettering, appear doubled because of a misalignment in the die used to strike the coin. This small difference can make a massive impact on the coin's value. Another rare variety includes off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned due to the coin not being properly centered during minting. These errors are eye-catching and can fetch impressive prices, especially when the date is still visible. There are also coins known for their BIE errors, small die cracks that appear between the letters B and E in Liberty. These tiny imperfections are fun to hunt for and often appeal to collectors who love unique and unusual coins. When it comes to metal composition, 1979 was still part of the copper penny era. Each coin was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a warm reddish-brown tone that has stood the test of time. A few years later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to primarily zinc pennies coated with copper, making these older copper coins more desirable. Collectors today often seek out 1979 pennies in high mint state grades. The higher the grade, especially MS67 or MS68, the more valuable the coin. Coins with original luster, no scratches, and crisp details are the ones that truly stand out. Proof versions from the San Francisco Mint are also particularly valuable, especially the ones with the Type 1 and Type 2 mint mark differences. The Type 2 version, with its clear and refined S mint mark, is highly sought after and can sell for surprising amounts. For those who love coin collecting, The 1979 penny represents a connection between the past and the present, a bridge between the early 20th century designs and the modern minting techniques that continue today. What makes this coin truly exciting is that it's still possible to find valuable examples in circulation. You could discover one hiding in a jar of old change, sitting unnoticed for decades, waiting for someone who knows its worth. Even pennies that appear common can hold stories about history, craftsmanship, and even rare mistakes that make them one of a kind. Every collector dreams of finding a small coin that turns out to be worth a fortune, and the 1979 Lincoln penny has done just that for some lucky people. There are verified cases where rare varieties of this coin, in perfect condition or with unique minting errors, have sold for thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a 1-cent coin that could be worth as much as a brand new car, or even more. That's the magic of coin collecting, where knowledge and attention to detail can turn small discoveries into life-changing finds. The charm of the Lincoln penny is that it's familiar to everyone. Whether you're a collector or just someone who appreciates history, this coin represents the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln and the values he stood for: freedom, equality, and unity. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side reminds us that leadership and integrity leave lasting marks. Much like this little coin that has traveled through time and hands across generations. It's fascinating to think that coins like the 1979 penny have been part of everyday life for so many people, used in shops, saved by children, or kept as lucky pieces, yet still hold the potential for immense hidden value. So, the next time you come across a 1979 penny, don't overlook it. Take a closer look at the mint mark, the condition, and any unusual features. That tiny coin in your hand might be worth more than you ever imagined, and we would love to hear from you. If you have a 1979 Lincoln penny, or any other rare US coin, tell us about it in the comments below. Our channel is always here to help you learn more about your coins and their true value. Collectors around the world know that sometimes, the smallest treasures hide in plain sight. The 1979 Lincoln 1-cent penny proves that history, beauty, and value can all fit into something as small as a single cent. This coin, with its rich copper color and timeless design, remains one of the most beloved pieces in American coinage. It's a reminder that even the simplest things can hold extraordinary worth, and for the rarest examples, those flawless, mint-condition 1979 Lincoln pennies with unique errors or exceptional grading, they have sold for as much as $104,000. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us about your own coins. Who knows, your collection might be hiding the next big treasure. Top 2. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1980 is one of those coins that seems ordinary at first glance but can surprise collectors with its hidden value and rich history. This tiny copper coin carries the face of one of America's greatest presidents, Abraham Lincoln, and it continues to inspire both collectors and history lovers alike. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, making it one of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it instantly became one of the most beloved coins in the nation. By 1980, the Lincoln penny had already been in use for over 70 years, yet it remained as iconic as ever. Millions of Americans used it daily, but few realized that some of these coins would one day become treasures worth thousands of dollars due to rare minting errors and perfect preservation. The obverse side of the 1980 penny proudly displays the famous profile of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right. Above his head are the words, "In God We Trust," with "Liberty" to the left and the year, 1980, to the right. The design's simplicity and strength reflect Lincoln's enduring legacy as a symbol of honesty, courage, and unity. On the reverse side, the coin features the majestic Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. The details of this monument are so fine that, with a magnifying glass, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a detail many people never notice. The top of the reverse reads, "United States of America," followed by the Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, out of many, one. At the bottom, the denomination, 1 cent, is engraved boldly, completing the elegant and patriotic design. The 1980 Lincoln penny was struck in 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced millions of coins that year, but a few of them, due to minting mistakes or outstanding condition, have become highly collectible today. The Philadelphia Mint produced the majority of 1980 pennies, easily identified by the absence of a mint mark. These are common, but coins that remain in perfect, uncirculated condition can still be worth much more than face value. The Denver Mint, marked with a small d under the date, also struck billions of coins. However, collectors seek out coins with strong strikes and bright, original luster, which are far rarer than one might think. The San Francisco Mint produced special proof versions of the 1980 penny, featuring mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. These coins were made exclusively for collectors and never released into circulation, making them highly prized today. At that time, the Lincoln penny was still composed of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Each coin weighed 3.11 grams and had that classic reddish-brown color that copper coins are famous for. Just a few years later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint switched to using primarily zinc with a thin copper coating, meaning the 1980 penny represents one of the last years of solid copper cents. Because of its copper content, even a regular 1980 penny has intrinsic metal value, but what really makes certain coins valuable are minting errors and high-quality grades. Coins that were struck off-center, doubled, or missing design elements can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. One of the most fascinating varieties from 1980 is the double-died verse penny. This rare error shows doubling on the date or the lettering, especially around Liberty or In God We Trust. Such coins are considered treasures by collectors and can bring very high prices at auction. Another exciting find for collectors is the off-center strike. When the coin blank is misaligned during the minting process, part of the design appears shifted or missing. The more dramatic the error, especially if the date is still visible, the more valuable the coin becomes. There are also examples of 1980 pennies with filled mint marks or weak strikes. These imperfections, while unnoticeable to most people, are gems for serious numismatists who understand the rarity behind these details. Condition plays an equally important role. Coins that have never circulated, known as mint state coins, can be worth a lot more than worn examples. A 1980 penny graded MS-67 or higher by a professional grading service can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint are especially striking. Their mirror finish and deep cameo contrast make them works of art in miniature form. When perfectly preserved in their original mint packaging, these coins can attract strong interest from collectors around the world. For many collectors, the 1980 Lincoln penny marks an important transition period in U.S. coinage history. It's a bridge between the old solid copper cents and the modern zinc-based pennies still used today. Holding one in your hand connects you not only to Lincoln's legacy but also to an era of craftsmanship and precision in American minting. Every detail, from Lincoln's profile to the Lincoln Memorial, tells a story of pride and perseverance. Beyond its monetary value, the 1980 penny holds sentimental worth. Many people remember finding these coins in change during their childhood or saving them in jars at home. Some of those coins, if kept safe and untouched, may now be valuable collector's pieces. It's amazing to think that something as small and common as a penny could one day be worth thousands of dollars. That's the beauty of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and some stories are worth more than gold. If you come across a 1980 Lincoln penny, take a close look. Check the mint mark, examine the condition, and look for any unusual features. A tiny detail could make the difference between an ordinary penny and a remarkable discovery. Coins like these remind us that history can hide in plain sight. The 1980 penny isn't just a piece of metal. It's a symbol of American heritage and the spirit of everyday life that connects us across generations. We love hearing from you, our coin-loving community. If you have a 1980 penny or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments below. Share your stories, and we'll help you discover what your coins might really be worth. Collectors around the world cherish the Lincoln penny not just for its design but for the values it represents: honesty, equality, and perseverance. The same values that Abraham Lincoln lived by. And sometimes, one of these little copper coins can change someone's life. There have been incredible cases where rare 1980 Lincoln pennies in perfect condition or with special errors have sold for astonishing prices. So, the next time you find a 1980 penny, don't overlook it. You could be holding a hidden treasure in your hand. For the rarest examples, those struck flawlessly or featuring unique minting errors, these coins have been known to reach incredible prices, selling for as much as $100,000. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell us about your coins. Your next discovery could be the next great treasure in the world of coin collecting. Top 3. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1981 is one of those fascinating coins that quietly bridges two important eras in American coinage history. While it might look like an ordinary copper penny at first glance, this coin holds hidden stories, remarkable varieties, and the potential for incredible value to the right collector. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation for more than a century, and by 1981 it was already an American icon. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, the nation's beloved 16th president. The 1981 Lincoln penny is particularly special because it represents one of the final years of the traditional copper composition before the U.S. Mint switched to primarily zinc coins in 1982. This makes it one of the last true copper-era Lincoln cents, giving it both historical and collector significance. On the obverse side, you can see the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His thoughtful gaze and proud posture make this coin instantly recognizable. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1981, surround his portrait in classic style. The reverse side features the Lincoln Memorial, a powerful symbol of freedom and unity. If you look closely, even the tiny statue of Lincoln inside the memorial is visible, a testament to the incredible detail of the design. Around it are the words, "United States of America," the national motto, "E pluribus unum," and the denomination, 1 cent. The coin was struck in 3 different U.S. mints that year: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint produced millions of coins, but as always, some varieties and special conditions have made certain 1981 pennies much more valuable than others. The Philadelphia Mint made over 7 billion pennies, identified by the absence of a mint mark under the date. These are common, but rare era coins from this mint can still bring high prices among collectors. The Denver Mint, marked by a small D, produced more than 5 billion coins. However, collectors seek out examples that remain in brilliant, uncirculated condition with sharp details and no scratches. The San Francisco Mint, as always, struck the proof coins for collectors. These proofs were never meant for circulation. They were produced with polished dies, giving them mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs that stand out beautifully. One unique thing about 1981 proof coins is that they were made with 2 distinct S mint mark styles. The earlier version, known as Type 1, has a filled S that looks blurry or faint. The later version, Type 2, has a sharp, clear S. Collectors especially value the Type 2 variety because it was struck with improved precision and appears less often. Because 1981 was the last full year for copper pennies, many collectors treasure them for their metal content alone. Each one contains 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. A composition that ended when the mint switched to mostly zinc the following year to save on production costs. But beyond metal value, what truly excites collectors are the rare errors and high-grade examples. Some 1981 pennies show striking mistakes like double dies, off-center strikes, and filled mint marks, making them extremely desirable. The most famous of these errors are the double die varieties, where parts of the coin's design, such as Liberty or the date, appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. These coins are rare and often sell for remarkable prices. Off-center strikes are another fascinating find. When a coin blank isn't properly centered during striking, part of the design is missing or shifted. Depending on how far off it is, and whether the date remains visible, these coins can bring hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Another category collectors love is coins with repunched mint marks, where the D or S was accidentally struck more than once. These tiny imperfections create unique varieties that make each coin one dash of dash a dash kind. In terms of condition, 1981 pennies that remain uncirculated, showing full luster, sharp details, and no wear, are the most sought after. Graded coins at levels like MS67 or higher can command serious attention at auctions. Proof coins graded PR70, which means absolutely flawless condition, are considered masterpieces and can sell for significant sums, especially if they're the rare Type II variety from the San Francisco Mint. For coin enthusiasts, the 1981 penny is also a nostalgic piece. It reminds many collectors of childhood savings jars, coin rolls from banks, and the thrill of finding something special in pocket change. What makes the 1981 penny even more fascinating is that it represents the end of an era. Just 1 year later, in 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the penny's composition to copper-plated zinc, making the older all-copper versions increasingly valuable as time goes on. That historical significance, combined with the possibility of rare mint errors, has made the 1981 Lincoln penny a collector's favorite. Even today, sharp-eyed collectors continue to check their coins for special varieties and unusual features. Sometimes, coins that look completely ordinary turn out to be rare treasures once examined closely. A small doubling, a misaligned strike, or a flawless surface can turn a 1-cent coin into something worth thousands of dollars. For anyone who enjoys the thrill of discovery, the 1981 penny offers endless possibilities. It's a coin that's still affordable to collect, but it holds the potential for exciting surprises. The Lincoln penny has always stood as a tribute to one of America's greatest leaders, and the 1981 issue continues that tradition with beauty, precision, and meaning. Beyond its physical form, this coin represents the values Abraham Lincoln stood for: honesty, perseverance, and equality. Qualities that remain as timeless as the coin itself. If you happen to find a 1981 Lincoln penny in your collection, take a close look at it. Check the mint mark, the condition, and any possible doubling. You never know, you could be holding something far more valuable than you think, and we'd love to hear from you. If you have a 1981 penny or any rare coin in your collection, tell us in the comments below. Our channel is here to help you learn more about your coins, their history, and their true value. Every coin has a story to tell, and the 1981 Lincoln penny tells one of transition, craftsmanship, and enduring legacy. Even though it's just a small copper piece, it carries the weight of American history, and sometimes, that history can translate into real money for collectors. The 1981 penny continues to shine as one of the most interesting coins of its time, admired by collectors for its classic beauty and its place in numismatic history. And for the rarest examples, those flawless, perfectly struck coins or unique era varieties, they have sold for as much as $96,000. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your coin stories in the comments below. Who knows, your Lincoln penny might just be the next great treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 4. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 1988 may seem like a simple, everyday coin, but for coin collectors and treasure hunters, it's one of the most intriguing pieces from the late 20th century. Hidden among billions of ordinary pennies are a few rare varieties and minting errors that make this coin worth far more than its face value. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, and the 1988 penny proudly carries that legacy forward. By this year, the coin had already become a familiar part of American life, used by millions every day, often unnoticed, yet deeply symbolic of the nation's history and values. The 1988 penny continues the long-standing design by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse side, we see the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, his face full of dignity and strength. The inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year, 1988. Surround his image, capturing the essence of American pride and perseverance. The reverse side of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, an architectural masterpiece in Washington, D.C., that stands as a tribute to Lincoln's enduring legacy. If you look closely, even the tiny statue of Lincoln can be seen sitting inside the memorial, a small detail that adds remarkable depth to this little coin. Above the memorial are the words, United States of America, and below it, the phrase, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one. The bold 1 cent inscription at the bottom reminds everyone of its value, though for some lucky collectors, its real value is much, much higher. The 1988 Lincoln penny was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each mint struck millions of coins, but as always, special varieties and rare conditions have made certain 1988 pennies incredibly desirable among collectors. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of coins without a mint mark. While these are common, a few have stood out for their exceptional quality. Perfectly struck examples with flawless details and rich red luster. The Denver Mint, marked with a small d, also produced billions of coins that year. However, collectors pay close attention to coins from this mint because one of the most famous era varieties in the Lincoln Cent series was born here. The 1988D with a reverse design from 1989. This rare variety, known as the 1988D reverse of 1989, is one of the most exciting discoveries for Lincoln Cent enthusiasts. Due to a die mix-up at the Denver Mint, a small number of 1988D pennies were struck using the reverse design that would officially debut in 1989. The difference is subtle but very important. On the 1988D reverse of 1989 penny, the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, appear slightly closer to the memorial, and the spacing between the letters is different. These small details help experts identify the rare variety, one that can be worth thousands of dollars today. Meanwhile, the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins for collectors. These proof pennies feature mirror-like fields and frosted designs that give them a stunning appearance. Proof coins are usually sold in special sets and never intended for circulation, which makes them valuable when preserved in perfect condition. By 1988, the U.S. Mint was producing pennies with a copper-plated zinc composition. Each coin contained 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing just 2.5 grams, a change that began in 1982 to reduce production costs. This lighter composition gives the 1988 penny its bright, golden red appearance. Collectors love to compare the modern zinc pennies with the earlier copper ones. While copper coins feel heavier and more traditional, zinc pennies like those from 1988 mark a new chapter in U.S. coinage history. Even though billions of 1988 pennies were made, only a handful remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that retain their original shine, free from scratches or spots, can be worth far more than their face value, especially if professionally graded by companies like PCGS or NGC. Coins in mint state grades such as MS67 or higher are incredibly rare for this year. Most pennies entered circulation quickly and suffered wear and tear, so finding one that remains flawless is like finding a hidden gem. Beyond condition, era coins are the biggest attraction for 1988 penny collectors. Double die errors, off-center strikes, and die cracks are just a few examples of what make this year's coin fascinating. Double die errors, where the coin's details appear double due to a misalignment during minting, are particularly valuable. On a 1988 penny, you might notice doubling on Lincoln's eye, the lettering, or the date, a detail that can turn a simple cent into a collector's dream. Off-center strikes are also impressive finds. When the coin blank shifts during the minting process, part of the design goes missing or moves out of place. The more dramatic the error, the higher the potential value. Even small imperfections, like filled mint marks or die breaks that cause raised lines across the coin's surface, add uniqueness and collector appeal. Every error tells a story of how the coin came to be, and sometimes, that story is worth a fortune. What makes the 1988 Lincoln penny truly special is how it connects everyday life to the thrill of discovery. You could find one in an old jar, a coin roll, or even in your loose change, not realizing that it might be a valuable rarity. It's amazing to think that a single penny, something so small and common, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its variety and condition. That's the beauty of coin collecting, turning the ordinary into something extraordinary. The Lincoln penny has always represented the American spirit, humble, enduring, and full of history. The 1988 issue, in particular, carries that spirit into the modern age, reminding us how something simple can hold great meaning. For collectors, each 1988 penny is an invitation to explore, to look closely, to study, and to uncover the secrets that others might overlook. If you own a 1988 penny, check it carefully for errors, mint marks, and special details. Look closely at the FG initials, examine the strike, and consider its condition. You might be surprised by what you find, and we'd love to hear from you. If you have a 1988 Lincoln penny or any other rare U.S. coin, tell us about it in the comments below. Our channel is here to help you discover what your coins might really be worth and to guide you on your collecting journey. Every coin holds a story, and sometimes, those stories can change lives. The 1988 penny reminds us that even the smallest coins can carry incredible history and incredible value. This coin continues to fascinate collectors around the world for its mystery, rarity, and connection to America's greatest president. It's more than a cent, it's a piece of national heritage. And for those rare, high-grade examples or unique era coins, the value can reach astounding levels. Some 1988 Lincoln 1-cent pennies have sold for as much as $78,000. So make sure to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share your coin stories in the comments. Who knows, your Lincoln penny might just be the next big treasure waiting to be discovered. Top 5. The United States of America Lincoln 1-cent penny from 2006 may look like an ordinary coin you could find in your pocket change, but this small copper-colored piece of metal hides an incredible story that still amazes collectors today. What seems like just another penny has the potential to be worth thousands of dollars, depending on its condition, rarity, and unique minting errors. The 2006 Lincoln penny is part of one of the longest-running coin series in American history. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, this coin has become a symbol of endurance and history that connects generations of Americans. The obverse of the 2006 penny features the familiar and dignified profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His thoughtful expression, captured in great detail, reminds us of his leadership and vision for unity. Above his head is the national motto, "In God We Trust," while the word "Liberty" appears on the left and the date, 2006, stands proudly on the right. Beneath the date, you can often find a small letter, the mint mark, which tells you where the coin was made. The 2006 pennies were struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. Each one tells a slightly different story about how it was produced. The reverse side of the 2006 penny still carries the timeless image of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., designed by Frank Gasparo. This design had been used since 1959, and it honors the grand structure built to celebrate Lincoln's legacy. If you look closely, you can even see the tiny statue of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a tiny but powerful detail that brings the coin to life. At the top, the words, "United States of America," remind us of the coin's origin, while below, the Latin phrase, "E pluribus unum," means, "out of many, one." And at the bottom, the words, 1 cent, clearly show its denomination, though its collector value can be far higher. By 2006, the composition of the Lincoln penny had already changed decades earlier. Instead of being mostly copper, the coin was now made from 97.5% zinc and coated with a thin layer of copper, giving it its traditional reddish shine. The coin weighs about 2.5 grams, a lightweight symbol of heavy American history. Although billions of pennies were struck in 2006, not all are equal. Some were struck more precisely, with better luster and detail, while others came out with tiny minting mistakes that now make them valuable collector's items. Coins struck in Denver carry the D mint mark, and some 2060 pennies have shown fascinating errors. There are examples of double die verse, where the date or letters like Liberty appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment in the minting process. These errors are rare and command impressive prices among collectors. Meanwhile, the Philadelphia Mint, which produced coins without a mint mark, created a vast number of 2006 pennies. However, certain coins from this mint have been found with off-center strikes or die cracks that make them unique. Even a small shift in the design can turn a regular penny into a collectible gem. San Francisco's mint mark represents proof coins, specially struck coins made for collectors. These coins have mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details, giving them a stunning appearance. Proof coins from 2006 are often kept in perfect condition, and when graded as PR70, they can be worth hundreds or more. Collectors pay close attention to the condition of a penny when determining its value. Coins that are uncirculated, with bright red luster and no signs of wear, are the most desirable. Over time, many pennies lose their shine and turn brown, but those preserved in original mint state are the true treasures. To officially judge a coin's condition, grading companies like PCGS and NGC use precise scales that range from circulated to mint state, MS. For the 2006 penny, coins graded MS67 or higher are rare and command strong interest in auctions. The excitement around the 2006 penny doesn't just come from its errors or grades, it also comes from the thrill of finding one that stands out from the billions made. Imagine checking your change and realizing you've discovered a coin worth thousands of dollars. That's what makes coin collecting so exciting. Another fascinating part of the 2006 Lincoln penny story is that it was among the last coins before a major design change. In 2009, the Lincoln Cents reverse design was replaced to celebrate his 200th birthday, making 2006 one of the final years of the classic Lincoln Memorial design. That gives the 2006 penny a nostalgic charm. It represents the closing chapter of a 50-year design era. For many collectors, this makes it an important coin to keep, especially in pristine condition. Collectors also love the 2006 penny because it's easy to find but hard to master. Anyone can start collecting them, but only a few will recognize the subtle differences that make certain pieces rare and valuable. Some 2006 pennies with full, sharp details and original red color have fetched strong prices in coin markets. Even though these coins are modern, their rarity in top condition makes them highly collectible. To check if your 2006 penny might be special, look closely under good lighting. Check for any doubling on the date, mint mark, or lettering. Also, inspect the surface for cracks, lines, or other irregularities, all of which could signal an error coin. And remember, the smallest details can make the biggest difference. Coins with full, clear designs, strong strikes, and perfect color are always more desirable. Over the years, collectors have continued to uncover rare 2006 Lincoln pennies with minting errors that few others noticed. Some of these coins have been sold for astonishing amounts in auctions and private collections. The story of the 2006 Lincoln penny reminds us that treasure can hide in plain sight. A simple coin you overlook today might be a rare piece tomorrow. That's the magic of numismatics. Even though it's a 1-cent piece, it carries the weight of America's history and artistry. From Lincoln's powerful portrait to the timeless Lincoln Memorial, every detail speaks of national pride and craftsmanship. So, the next time you receive change, take a closer look. You might just be holding one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever made. If you have a 2006 Lincoln penny, share it with us in the comments below. Tell us where you found it, what condition it's in, and we'll help you learn more about its possible value. Our channel is dedicated to helping you uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. Every coin tells a story, and your penny might be the next exciting discovery worth showing to the world. Coin collecting is not just a hobby, it's a journey into history, art, and the thrill of discovery. And now, the part you've been waiting for. Some rare and perfectly preserved 2006 Lincoln 1-cent pennies have been sold for as much as $54,000. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment about your own coins. Who knows, your penny might be the next one to make history.